Hello everyone, my name is Srinivasan Raman. Geopolitics and global economy are my interests. On this momentous occasion when the nation is celebrating 74th Independence Day, I am excited to launch my YouTube channel today. The name of the channel is Weekly Wrap with Srini. The endeavor is to share on a bi-weekly basis geopolitical and global economic events that is directly impacting Indian economy. For those who have got interest to get themselves updated on current affairs but could not do so because of their preoccupations, this is a channel to tune into on a weekends. So please do subscribe to my channel so that you get my post on a week after week. Thank you. So as part of this channel, I will be focusing on economy, business and governmental and regulatory actions that will be impacting both the industry as well as the Indian citizens. Okay. Before I kick off, I just would like to request the viewers to subscribe to my channel and also most importantly provide your feedback on the topic of your interest so that I can present videos on the same in the subsequent weeks. Let me get started with my inaugural video. The topic for the week is key takeaways from Prime Minister's Independence Day address. Prime Minister began his speech today by paying tributes to our freedom fighters, martyrs who got us independence, the valiant Jawans who guard our borders, the paramilitary and the police personnel who safeguard the citizens, last but not the least, the COVID warriors who did a relentless and dispassionate job for the benefit of humanity. Prime Minister's hope that with the support of 1.3 billion Indian citizens, India can win over COVID very soon. Okay, in his speech, Prime Minister basically covered the key measures and policies which the government has implemented in the past and those have benefited the normal Indian citizens and also ensured that the pilferages are eliminated. His speech hovered around few key themes like importance of Atmanirbhar Bharat or self-reliant India, vocal for local, make in India, and today he has added make for the world theme. In my videos, the focus will be on what are the measures announced by our PM in today's speech. Let me get into the specifics, starting with infrastructure sector. Who other than our Prime Minister will know the importance of infrastructure investment in India in today's scenario? No one, is it not? So, Prime Minister announced a national infrastructure pipeline project with an outlay of 110 lakh crore rupees today. So, this is, as part of this project, 7,000 key projects across sectors have been identified. Prime Minister observed that the utilities like railways, roadways, port, airports, they work in silos, which is not a desirable scenario. So the purpose of this infrastructure project is to bring a multimodal connectivity so that there is synergy and each utility complement each other. As part of this initiative, a 4-lane road construction across the coastal line will be laid with the state-of-the-art infrastructure so that the port-to-road connectivity will be good. And Prime Minister observed that it's a very significant step in world trade. And the other key infrastructure project is expanding the optical fiber cable network. So the optical fiber, so much so that the endeavor is that across India, every Indian citizen should have access to high-speed internet connectivity, irrespective of the place of domicile. In fact, recently we know early this week, Prime Minister has inaugurated undersea optical fiber cable network between Chennai and Port Blair covering 2,300 plus kilometers. So government has set a target of 1,000 days within which two key milestones to be achieved. One is having a similar setup in Lakshadweep that we have already established in Andaman Nicobar Islands, and lay optical fiber network cable across 6 lakhs Indian villages. And Jal Jeevan Mission is something which was announced in the last Independence Day speech. The endeavor is to ensure that every Indian get access to cleaner drinking water in the next 5 to 7 years. On this endeavor, in the first years of completion, government was successful in establishing piped water network to 1 lakh households. In my opinion, I think the velocity needs to be enhanced so that they can reach the milestone within the targeted time. So other initiative is basically the government on the infrastructure side is government has identified 110 backward villages. So there will be development activities in those villages to ensure that the people get the better education, better health care, and also better employment opportunities in this region. Moving on to agriculture sector. Quoting an example from soap industry, Prime Minister said that in soap industry, the manufacturer have access to pan-India market and on his own terms, whereas a farmer cannot sell his produce pan-India. With the introduction of newly created 1 lakh crore rupees agriculture infrastructure fund and the establishment of Farmer Produce Association, Prime Minister believes that the farmer will be able to sell his goods across pan-India. He can fix the price and if need be he can export as well. So this is a transformation which they are looking at. Moving on to middle income group, Prime Minister said that with the plethora of steps undertaken, the middle class are having access to cheaper loan, cheaper internet connectivity, cheaper flights, so referring to the Udan scheme which was introduced in his previous regime, and also having access to cheaper housing. So a couple of things he highlighted. One is basically a 6 lakh rebate which was given as part of the earlier budget, and currently few days back government has set up a 25,000 crore rupees fund to complete the incomplete projects relating to middle income groups. In his address, Prime Minister touched upon the newly introduced New Education Policy 2020, highlighting the fact that it gives more impetus to research with the advent of National Research Foundation. I have done an extensive study on this subject, and I have also created 3 short videos on this, which I will be publishing in this YouTube channel tomorrow. So those who are interested are free to access the videos. And the other thing is, in the pandemic scenario, Prime Minister emphasized that the digital transactions have gone multifold, so much so that in the last 1 month, 3 lakh crore rupees transactions have been undertaken in BHIM application alone. Okay. Prime Minister also recognized the fact that more digital means more susceptibility to cyber crime. So in this endeavor, government is going to table national cyber crime security policy soon. Moving on to women empowerment. Prime Minister said that the woman is more empowered in India than before. So he substantiated his point, stating that today women are in every sphere of life where men used to be, starting with flying fighter planes, or if for that matter in combat roles in Navy or armed forces, and also in underground coal mines. Women are having their own participation in all the spheres. He further substantiated this point, stating that of the 25 crore mudra loans which have been granted in the till now, 70% of the beneficiaries have been women folk, and also 40 crore Jan Dhan accounts which have been created, 22 belong to women folk, which with a deposit base of 30,000 crore rupees, which is testament to the women empowerment which is in place. Moving on, he highlighted a key measure which he highlighted in today's speech, in my opinion, is relating to health sector. So Prime Minister launched the National Digital Health Mission today. So with that, every individual will get a health card. So the health card, I believe it could be like your Aadhaar card, wherein the entire medical history of the health individual will be there available in that card. And the other important task assigned to this National Digital Health Mission is to ensure that the difficulties faced by the citizen today, like getting doctor's appointment or paying upfront deposit while getting admitted, all these today's issues will be are taken care. So there is a mechanism already being designed so that these issues which the Indian citizen undergo today will be resolved. So this is a very key initiative in my opinion. Other thing is the COVID. So COVID vaccine, Prime Minister said that there are 3 vaccines which are identified today, and a blueprint is ready now, so that if the vaccine is approved for mass production as well as to ensure that within the shortest span of time all the individual citizen will have access to this vaccine. So this is something which everybody was expecting, and Prime Minister has given some hope on this front. And these are the major aspects which he covered in his more than 1.5 hour long speech. He also touched upon exclusive announcements relating to Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. In case of Jammu and Kashmir, he said that delimitation work is in progress under the aegis of Supreme Court, and very soon elections will be held in Jammu and Kashmir. For Ladakh per se, he said came out with more announcement, like work is on to create a central university in Ladakh. You have to have a research institute and also an institute to cater to hotel management programs in Ladakh. He also mentioned that a 7,500 megawatt solar park is also in the pipeline. But it sounded to be weird because Ladakh being a hilly region, I'm not able to directly relate what is the advantage we would gain. Because we know that, last couple of months back, Prime Minister has inaugurated Asia's biggest solar facility in Madhya Pradesh, in Rewa, Madhya Pradesh. So we just another stress in the renewable energy commitment of India. So that's, in my opinion, there are 2 or 3 things which stand out. One is the impetus to infrastructure, creation of, because I also believe it's very key, because otherwise to ensure that Make in India is successful, we need infrastructure investment. The other area which attracted me is the farm sector. If it is implemented and farmers are going to be like any other entrepreneur, like other manufacturer, I'll be quite happy with that if that happens. It's a very, very good initiative. And the third thing is on the health sector. With that, I'm coming to the end of my video for the week. Please do subscribe, and until we meet next week, take care and bye-bye. Cheers.